Alright, welcome back to part 2. So I've made this lid up, just put a little hole, glued the wires in the back with a hot gun. So this one we screw inside and this will give you an even air pressure either side. So we'll do some tests with this and then we'll compare the same settings with this one. And then what I'll do is I'll take this out and we'll hot glue gun it to the outside so it works more of a diaphragm, so it moves this, flexes this way, only has pressure on the one side of the piezo, and see if that makes a difference. So the first one, we'll do the test on is with this one. So that goes inside the container, and we'll put the positive to the positive, negative to the negative on the scope, and then I'll just blow down the tube. So I've got on 500 millivolts and 200 milliseconds. So just tapping on the container picks up on the vibration. We'll drop this down to 50 millivolts. So that's a bit overscaled. Try 100 millivolts. So it's given quite a big scale. I'll just blow down the tube. So when it's blowing, we get the waveform goes up, and when you let the pressure off or make a vacuum, the waveform is going down. So we'll change the scale to 50 millivolts. So that's a positive reading. So now we'll try the first one, and with this one we connect the black and red around the opposite way to get the waveform to go up on a positive reading, positive air pressure. And this one we normally have to run at around the 500, I think. So as you can see, this one you need to run at 500. You get a much more better reading on 500. So that's a vacuum. And that's blowing. And then when the pressure goes off, it drops. Go 100 millivolts. So this one is much more sensitive to vibration. Now I'll swap it over and I'll put it on this one, or glue it onto this one. So glued that on, so that's sealed. That should work like a diaphragm. So we're at 2 volt setting now. So sucking gives us a drop pressure. So that seems to work really good. Tapping on it. Not so sensitive now. Drop it to 50 millivolts. very sensitive. Well, I wanted to try that out on the bike, but the bike won't start. Can smell a lot of petrol, so it smells like it's flooding in the engine. A lot of petrol fumes coming from the exhaust. Check the plugs, they look pretty wet. So I'll just try it again later. Okay, plugs are back in. The gap was all good, didn't need to change it. Let's see, I haven't plugged the fuel pump back in because I'm thinking it may be still flooded a little bit. So we'll just try it first. Sweet. Alright, fuel pump's back on. Fuel pump's primed. Okay, so the bike is all back together, running. Got the pressure gauge in the exhaust, the new one, that is, the new setup. And we'll start the bike and we'll get some settings going. Yeah, I think that works a little bit better.